Shalom. I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to my Akim, who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so. As well as the scattered Israelites who communicate like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Akali from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about the mark. And you're going to need the mark to receive salvation. And the mark that I'm referring to is the Thawa, which is a spiritual mark. I'm not talking about the mark of the beast, which is a microchip. I have to make that very clear. Okay? But before I go into the precept that's specifically talking about the mark, the Thawa, that mark of protection from the coming judgment, I want to go to the book of 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we have measured the time diligently in itself, and it's clear to see that we are at the end of the rulership of the Edomites, which means that the rulership of the Israelites will be coming very soon. And the Edomites are the so-called white people. As it says in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6, starting at verse 7, that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And we know that this wicked kingdom has an expiry date. And we know that when it is that the Lord delivers the children of Israel, that the Edomites will be ruling. And the Edomites are ruling. Okay? There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're also seeing other signs in regards to biblical prophecy. The development of the mark of the beast system in several different ways. You know, with their NFC technology, RFID technology, the microchip literally being used, for example, to do as it says in the prophecy, buy and sell. Mostly the selling, the buying part right now. So we're seeing that major prophecy being developed. We're also seeing the prophecy of the World War III being developed. And then, of course, the famine that is coming as well. The time of great tribulation upon our people, which is Jacob's trouble, that is increasing. So even the inflation, the food prices are increasing, which is slowly but surely kicking in the famine. The supply chain has been hit. The inflation will turn into hyperinflation to crash the US dollar. The central bank digital currencies are being developed, and those things will add up towards the manifestation of the mark of the beast prophecy. And it's mentioned so much because, you know, it is that major prophecy before the destruction comes. The destruction cannot come until that prophecy manifests in all of its fullness, man, where that hour of temptation comes. Okay? And the destruction I'm referring to is the destruction of America, which is known as Mystery Babylon the Great, the whore that rideth the beast, that place also known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So we're seeing all of these things happening, and it's clear to see that we're at the end. The chariots are manifesting themselves as well. We can see how it is that they've been slowly but surely moving towards the move where they're finally going to, and I say finally, right? Because, we've been waiting a while, all of us truly, we have been waiting, for a very long time. And I'm not just talking about in this lifetime, okay? But the persecution of the prophets that will come, that will also be a major prophecy to be fulfilled in these end of days. And we see how that's being developed. So everything's just coming together very beautifully, and, we really are at the end, man. So to continue, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand, which we're seeing those things, that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end of this age, when it says the word world there, it's talking about the end of this age. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Okay. One of the signs that you'll be seeing is the great influx of the elect waking up, and you'll also see the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai with spiritual power. Okay, but overall, the major thing that's coming now is that time of Jacob's trouble. And that time of Jacob's trouble is really the time of great judgment upon the wicked of our people and the 2/3 when the destruction arrives in America. So let's go to the book of Ezekiel 9 verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, okay, representing the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So when you go to this word mark H8420, it is the Thawa. Desire mark as a sign of exemption from judgment, right? So you're going to need this mark, which is the Thawa, the spiritual mark, to be exempt from judgment, the judgment that's coming upon our people, man. Only the elect of the nation of Israel will make it on those chariots. All of the rest of our people that are not of the elect, they won't have the Thawa, and they shall be destroyed. Okay? And if you take the physical mark, which is that mark chip, that charagma, you're going to be destroyed for sure, as it pertains to Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite, and let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, the Thawa, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay? So this time is coming, man. Okay, it's coming. And let's go back to 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved, which is the elect, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils. Right? So the elect will be preserved from the perils, and they'll have that Thawa, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Right? Because the elect were chosen from the very beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they, Salakio, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain, right? Because repentance is open right now, but soon Yahweh Shemishai is going to start the judgment very severely on a mass scale. And, as it says, the same must know it after death by pain. So those that don't have the spiritual mark will have to face this death by pain. All right? And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when. But inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. So it's really all about the elect, man. All right? It's all about the elect and being among the wicked of our people. We were able to understand more each day why it is that Yahweh Shemishai shall be bringing this severe judgment upon them. Because currently, in the state that they're in, they are brute beasts meant to be destroyed. So with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashar Kodesh. Wa abad babal shalom.